Hey guys, got a doozy for you today. This is the Channellock 910C GripLock. It's one of the weirdest looking and most complicated locking pliers designs ever made. I think one of their engineers might have spent a little too much time hanging out with Tommy Chong. It was Channellock's attempt to compete with the Vise grip and make a locking plier that could be operated with one hand that was also self-adjusting. When you first pick a pair of these up, you can lock it down pretty easy by squeezing, and the release lever is pretty obvious hanging down there like that. But how do you open up the jaws? The jaws won't open. Do you have to be high to figure it out? No. To actually open the jaws, you have to grip the back handle and then slide this toggle ring back with your thumb. Now you can place it onto the nut and lock it down like traditional vise grips. And you don't have to worry about fiddling with some adjustment screw. This thing will work on any size nut, so you can switch to a different size nut, all while keeping the wrench in the same hand. It's a really cool design, albeit a bit, maybe over-engineered. Channellock first introduced these in 1966, and then discontinued them shortly after. It's such an overly complicated design, I'm legit curious what substance they were on when they came up with this. I imagine there was a thick haze of smoke in their drafting room. They actually combined 3 different patents together to make this design. The spring tensioner part came from Edward Manspeaker, the quick-release mechanism from a Murray Eisenberg, and the self-adjuster toggle from Rainer Rommel. By 1973, these were discontinued and replaced with the toggle lock pliers, which have a more traditional thumbscrew vice grip design, but still retained the external release lever. I can see why they discontinued these. They must have been expensive to produce. Most of the parts are drop forged, and there's so many moving parts and pivot points on it. This little slider guy here lets you adjust the grip tension, the strength of the grip. From an engineering perspective, I like the design, but from a practical perspective, these are not comfortable to use. The grip part on the back is too small. When you slide the ring back, you can only slide it from the side. They don't work if you try and slide it from the top. And once you're locked onto the nut, that toggle ring is in the way. I don't have particularly big hands, but I can barely get a full grip on these. Also, the release lever hangs down all the time during use, so it can kind of get in the way. Maybe if I spent more time using them, I'd get used to it. These just feel awkward to use. Right now, I'm more partial to the European-style release, like on these grip-on pliers from Spain. Channellock actually imported these for a while, a few years back. You can kind of do these one-handed. Yeah, you have to manually adjust them, but that's not that big of a deal. This Channellock is just another unusual vintage tool for my collection. I'm sure it has a more specialized purpose, like if you were climbing up onto a pole and only had use of one hand, or if you only had one hand. But for me, it's a little more of a novelty tool. If you like this kind of stuff, be sure you're subscribed to my channel. I cover a lot of unusual tools here. Thanks everyone for watching. See you later. Bye.